everybody on YouTube? It's your boy D Memphis Acceleration Karibo here, welcoming you to the deck profile for a special deck constructed via my community, which we're calling the Fiendish Fiends Talent Show. That's right, this is a deck constructed completely by my community. I left it up to the boys at home what they wanted to see for a deck, with a little bit of seed from me. I put like one card in here, and we got ourselves a deck to show off for y'all today. I'll be streaming it later, but for now, deck profile. We'll talk about what's in this deck, what it's supposed to do, and that sort of thing. What does it do? What is its function? Here's what we got. We got ourselves a Fiend Deck, and in this deck we have ourselves a copy of the Supremacy Sun. We have a Berserker Dragon, one copy of the Cursed Necrofear, two Suppression Pluto, one Dark Necrofear, three copies of Gorz, the Emissary of Darkness, one Darkness Destroyer. We have Rescue Ace, a Fire Attacker, triple Flying Elephant, one Stygian Street Patrol, three Dark Spirit of the Banishment, three copies of Rescue Ace Impulse, three copies of Fiendish Rhino Warrior, three copies of the God of the Underworld, three copies of Archfiend Eris, and two Doom Dog Orthros. We have triple Allure of Darkness, a Change of Heart, three copies of Transmodification, one Pot of the Avarice, Slash Draw, Card of Destruction, Foolish Burial, Monster Reborn, one copy of the Deal with the Dark Ruler, three copies of Forbidden Droplet, three Fires of Doomsday, triple Archfiend's Ghastly Glitch, and a single copy of the Call of the Archfiend. For the extra deck, we have things like Cherubini in a Bikini, we have Masquerena, we have the Muckraker of the Underworld, we have Nightmare Phoenix, Master King Archfiend, we have Nightmare Unicorn, number 100, the Numeran Dragon, number 26, the Space Sway Octo Bypass, Dante, Traveler of the Burning Abyss, number 3, Cicada King, one Leviair of the Sea Dragon, one number 38, Hope Harbinger Dragon, one number 97, Draglubion, and two copies of AA Zeus. As for the side deck, a couple things. You have ourselves a Zombie Stein if you want a different rank 8 in here. You have Unchained Abomination if you want to go harder into the links. Triple Dark Spirits Mastery, which can search out your high level 8 fiends. And of course, we have the Spirit Boards for some fun text. So, what is this deck about, you might ask? It's very simple. It's a deck all about getting out big fiend monsters. We got many ways of getting out big fiend monsters. We can tribute some of them using the Fires of Doomsday to give us some tokens. More often than not, though, we're using our Call of the Archfiend, which allows us to revive high-level fiend monsters by discarding the fiends in our hand. How we get those fiends into the grave? We have many ways to do it. We, of course, have the Ghastly Glitch, which can target and destroy a card on the field, being ours or the opponent's, and then we just send a fiend from the deck to the graveyard. We have things like the Fires of Doomsday. We tribute these tokens to summon our high-level fiends. We also have the Archfiend's Eris. We have the Turguide, the combo with Fiendish Rhino, as long as Cherubini. There's a lot of ways we can get our fiends into the graveyard, and we have a nice cavalcade of fiends to do it. But most often than not, we're using Call of the Archfiend to revive our boys from the graveyard and then start beating into our opponent. It's a very straightforward deck when you get to the nitty-gritty of it. We're just trying to summon some big beat sticks. We have a lot of big beat sticks. Pluto, he's a nice big beat stick who can, steal my opponent's stuff. As long as I call the cards in their hand. If I know what my opponent's got in their hand, this boy's got things good. We have our Darkness Destroyer who can destroy monsters, does piercing damage and attacks twice per turn. We have our things like the Berserk Dragon, which is surprisingly easy to summon in this deck, considering that the Deal with the Dark Ruler is searchable with the Archfiend Eris. Archfiend Eris being one of our best search options in this deck, and he can attack everybody on the field as well. We also have the Supremacy Sun. I can't summon him with Archfiend's Call, but he can summon himself. As long as I have a hand, I can just use the hand to summon this guy from the graveyard, as long as he's been on the board already. And that's really what this deck is about. This one is just, summon a bunch of high-level beat sticks, just start beating into the opponent. That's pretty straightforward, all things considered. And like I said, Cherubini being one of our main combo pieces, you go for your Turguide, the Underworld, you get out your Doom Dog, link them off for Cherubini, search your Cursed Necrofear or Dark Necrofear, depending on if you have one or the other in the hand. It's even better if you have one in the hand already, because then you can just summon them both, and it's very nice. But you go ahead, Cherubini, dip in your Rhino, who dumps your Eris, and searches either of your traps or the Deal, whichever one works for you in that situation. It's got the ability to do many different things. It's got the ability to search out and do many different things. As well, we have other things, you know, Forbidden Droplet. We do have a lot of high-level monsters in this deck. Droplet's just really good for stopping my opponent from doing their stuff. Keeps me in the game. Foolish Burial, same sort of deal. Ditches Archfiend Eris. It ditches Rhino, things of that nature to keep me consistent. Monster Born. Don't need to explain that. I'm reviving a lot of things out of the graveyard with this deck. We got card destruction in case I have a bad hand. Shelash Draw, really good in the late game, where I'm able to just ditch a bad hand and then, you know, get back the cards that I actually want from my graveyard. I mean, they go back into the deck, but it's a good recovery option if I happen to be needing it, along with the Pot of Avarice, same sort of deal. Just a little bit of recovery to keep me in the game. We also have things like Transmodify, which doesn't summon everything in the deck, but it summons just enough stuff to make it worth it. And I can, you know, Archfiend Eris, Transmodify into Stygian, set off the Eris, things of that nature. So it does have its use. It's called Change of Heart. You know, pretty standard, steal my opponent's stuff. Even better if I have a level 8 monster, because, you know, if it's a level 8 or higher and I steal it and link it off, I can use the Deal the Dark Ruler to get out my Berserker Dragon. So, all that, pretty straightforward. And the extra deck just solidifies what we can do. I mean, Chair being, like I said, most important. But Masquerain and Nightmare Unicorn, pretty standard combo, works pretty good. We have Muck Raker, can allow me to, as well, bring back my monsters. Very consistent theme, because we're reviving our monsters from the graveyard, and this girl gives them an interview and shows off what they can do. And of course, we have Phoenix for blowing up spell traps. We have our Magic King Archfiend, who can recover the things that we mill to the graveyard if we happen to need to do that for whatever reason. We do have that power with the Magic King Archfiend. We also have some OTK potential with the Numeron Dragon, which it's sometimes difficult to get 2 level 8s on the board, but having both Curse and Dark Necrofear helps with that. And so we do have the ability to just make Numeron Dragon along with Draglubion to start smacking our opponent. And if we don't want to do that, you know, Harbinger's here too. We also have Leviair. We do banish some of our things for our Dark Necrofear, so having this as an option to revive my stuff is very, very good. We have a lot of level 3s, so if I happen to get negated or my opponent, I don't know, they play Summon Limit on me after I summon out my Tour Guide, or if I special summon the Tour Guide, then they trigger Summon Limit. I'm pretty sure I still can't summon again, but if something happens and I need a level 3, I have some nice rank 3s with Cicada King and Dante. Dante will mill more cards. Cicada King's a negate, and Octa Bypass can... What does this guy do again? He allows the monster to attack directly. So really good for closing out a game, this guy. As well, we of course have Double A Zeus. We have 2 of them just to, you know, have 2 of them. It's not the ideal monster if we're relying on Call the Archfiend, but if we really need a monster to clear an unfortunate board or to just guarantee a win, we have Double A Zeus. And that's the primary way we win. We're just winning by summoning a whole bunch of our monsters from the graveyard, just beating over whatever my opponent has, and doing lots of damage. Just keep reviving our dudes from the graveyard. We also have the alternate win condition of Flying Elephant, which doesn't work as often, but it can happen. You know, my opponent will not understand when they Regeki me and it doesn't work on Elephant, and then they pass for whatever reason. You hit them with the Flying Elephant, and then it's just over. It's just over right there. So that's most of the deck. We have Banishment, of course, which can revive our Cursed and our I keep getting it mixed up. Dark, Cursed, Necrofears, things of that nature. Nice little hand trap. I don't remember the exact nature of the Impulse, but you know, Impulse can negate a thing, or he stops the monster from using its effect. And we have Ace, so you know, we summon Impulse, we can special summon Fire Attacker. It's bodies on the board. Let's put it that way. It's bodies on the board, and you know, this is not a bad thing for going first with Attacker. If I go first, my opponent searches something, this will allow me to draw 2 more cards, so it's something. That's pretty much the deck. Everything in there it's pretty straightforward. It's a pile of dark monsters, and we're trying to summon out a few of these dark boss monsters for different situations, and just go for game from there. So that's the deck profile. There you go. This is the deck we'll be playing on stream. The Fiendish Fiends Talent Show. That's right. That's what it's called. I wrote it down. But yeah, thank you everybody for listening to this here deck profile. If you're interested in seeing it in action, I'll leave a link in the description. after the stream is done or right before I start streaming. And y'all can take a look at how this deck works in action. So, thanks for watching. Your boy Memphis and Karibo, we signing out. We'll see you guys again later. Take care and all that good stuff. Y'all have a wonderful day.